Not only will Ja Morant be out the next few weeks, an ESPN reporter dropped a gigantic hint about his future.
My guess now is he doesn't play the rest of the season as he takes care of himself. It reminds me of when he was out against the Warriors in the playoffs last year. Memphis is still a formidable team without him.
That was said last week, but now we learn Ja has decided to enter a counseling program in Florida away from the team. He may be done for the season. There's lots of conspiracy theories about why. Some people think it's an unofficial suspension, like Michael Jordan suspended for gambling. That's insane. There's one honest reason if Ja's deciding to sit out despite his team being the 2 seed. His whole life blew up when he chose to flash a gun on Instagram while awful rumors were going on. Ja was accused of 2 gun incidents before. His lawyer was saying, there's no gun. Then dude shows the opposite. People said everyone loves a riches to rags story because not only was Ja endangering his $200 million contract, he just got a huge bag from Powerade and is supposed to be the face of their company. Oh, and people are like, oh, Ja's not allowed to have a gun now? What about the Second Amendment? It's not about that. It's about how it looks. Powerade said you're about to see Ja everywhere, but they didn't like that look. They pulled every Ja commercial from TV. They took down all his pictures off their website, but Ja put out a statement saying he would focus on his mental health. Then right when people were starting to move on, another story leaked. Pictures and reports came out to the New York Post of Ja's night out. Inside Ja Morant's $50K gun-toting booty bender at a strip club. Oh boy. Now I'm gonna blur out the actual girl in this picture, but let's just say she doesn't have many clothes on. But the room is filled with money, which is pretty cool, you know, if you're a gangster or a rapper or a gangster rapper, but not if you're supposed to be the face of multiple corporations. Guys in like suit and ties don't like that. It reminds you of what Carmelo Anthony said when David Stern set him straight. I'm not gonna play the whole clip, but this is exactly what someone must have said to Ja.
You wanna be in the streets or you wanna be in the NBA? This is what he told you. This is what in his office. You wanna be in the streets or you wanna be in the NBA? You f***ing with a corporation now. You gonna leave that alone. I didn't understand that at that point in time. It took me to be old, to get wiser, to be like, damn, that made sense.
But a lot has changed since Melo entered the league. Michael Jordan was the first NBA player to become a billionaire. LeBron James was second, but the door is now open for a select few to make $1 billion. The first step is getting a signature shoe. Last year, MJ made over $150 million in shoe sales alone, more than twice what he made his entire career on the court. It's the most elite club in the league because Nike sponsors 342 players, just 10 have a signature shoe. A Nike exec said to get in the club, a player must have the on-court performance, an electric style of play, and the ability to be a global icon. Ja's got all of those, but I would add, he's also American. I know that like sounds prejudiced or something. I'm just stating the facts.
It's the facts!
Right now, American players are just more marketable for whatever reason. I hope that changes in the future, but it matters to companies like Nike and NBA advertising. But Nike is not afraid to cut ties with a controversial athlete like they did with Kyrie Irving. Same goes for Powerade or the NBA itself. Someone must have gotten in Ja's ear and said, not only are you ruining your reputation, you are dropping a $1 billion bag. So his family must have huddled up and gone, okay, we have to do something like drastic. Forget the season, there will be plenty more of those. We only get one chance at this and we are ruining it. I know people will say, oh, well, he's just doing it for PR or the optics. So what? The reason he does it. Dude might say to himself, I have to change, can't hang around with certain people, can't act the way I've been acting. But if he pairs that decision with a huge public action, it could save his bank account. Think about what he did to get into this mess. Reports said he was a bad guy when no one was looking. Then he flashed a gun in front of the whole world. Now he has to take action the whole world can see. So when he comes back, he looks like a hero. This could actually be great for his career. NBA players aren't role models. Yeah, right. He will be an amazing comeback story about turning your life around. A guy who is embarrassed in public but throws away a whole season to get help. then if he stays on the right path, people are gonna celebrate him as somebody kids should look up to. I can see the Powerade commercial now. I was on the wrong path, but that's when I knew it was time to grow up. Powerade, fuel for taking charge of your life. They say that kind of crap in ads all the time. But that reporter said that the Grizz will be formidable without Ja in the playoffs. That was last year. Is he right this season? But while we were talking about the actual basketball side of things, today's sponsor is Prize Picks. It's what I've used all season long to make watching games more fun. It's like daily fantasy, except it's not you against other people. It's just you against the projections available. And today is a very special day. It is Taco Tuesday. That means that all day long, Prize Picks drops discounted players. So I'm gonna show you my picks for today. And honestly, it's probably early and this taco is gonna be gone. But first I'm gonna go with Donovan Mitchell. But any taco that's available right now when you see this, that's what I would choose. And then my second one is Mikal Bridges' fantasy score, because that number is just too juicy to pass up with how well he's playing against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Hopefully you take those picks and they hit, but Prize Picks is available in states like California, Florida, and Texas. And if you use my promo code AMHOOPS, you get a 100% deposit match bonus up to $100. Well, most rehabs take 28 days. I'm not sure how Ja's program works, but he went in there last week. That would have him release the first week in April. The playoffs start 10 days later, April 15th. But people are wondering, why have we not heard from the commissioner, Adam Silver? According to Shams, we will. He says the NBA is still investigating. They not only have the strip club incident to look through, but the 3 other reports involving Ja. Without him, the Grizz are 7-7 this year. You don't hear a lot about that, do you? You only hear about last year when they were 20-5. That's not the same. That's an 800 win percentage last year, 500 this season. They're not the same team. They lost Kyle Anderson, who is a solid, underrated vet, and a really good role player, DeAnthony Melton. As the 2 seed, they will most likely face the Mavericks, Lakers, Clippers, Timberwolves, or Pelicans. Even if they can win a first-round series, they will only go as far as Ja takes them. He is their ceiling. He is the superstar that wins a big playoff series against another really good team. It's like the Warriors in 1988. Their star young player was Chris Mullin, who turned into a Hall of Famer, but almost threw away his career. His problem was alcohol, and he was drinking so much he ballooned up to almost 250 pounds. A coach went up to him at practice. If you don't drink the next 6 months, I guess you don't have a problem. The next day, he didn't show up for practice, citing personal reasons. But everyone knew, and the Warriors suspended him. So he decided to check into a rehab program in just his 3rd season in the league. After that, he said, I felt way more open, less concerned about what other people thought about me, and more focused on living a good life that particular day. I know Ja's actual problem is different, but is it? I mean, when a guy's flashing a gun on Instagram Live, he's trying to project something to the whole world, like, look at me, aren't I so cool? In reality, he's got something inside of him that needs to change. Mullen went on to make 5 All-Star games, had his jersey retired at Golden State, and make the Hall of Fame. All of that, plus $1 billion is potentially at stake for Ja. If you want to know about a similar situation in my life, I made a video about this a while ago. I rarely talk about it, but it just feels relevant with what's going on with Ja, and especially Chris Mullin. Check it out.